Everyone, it's Holly and I'm here with a book haul. It's been a few months and I actually did buy a bunch of ebooks, so I wrote them all down. I'm not gonna talk about them a lot, but I will say what they are. Mostly I do this so if I ever want to look back at what I bought, I can see when and everything. I got Coming In From the Cold by Serena Bowen, Nice Dragons Finished Last by Rachel Aaron, When I'm Gone and When You're Back by Abby Glines, Turning Point in Second Position by Catherine Locke, I think her name is, Gray by E.L. James, One Good Dragon Deserves Another by Rachel Aaron, Stir Me Up by Sabrina Elkins, First to Burn by Anna Richland, I think her name is, The Deal and the Mistake by Elle Kennedy, Him by Elle Kennedy and Serena Bowen, The Shameless Hour by Serena Bowen, Hashtag Nerd by Cambria Hebert, I don't know how to say her last name, and The Hookup and The Friend Zone by Kristen Callahan. The only two I haven't read is Coming In From the Cold and Gray. The book I bought back in August is Across the Star-Swept Sea by Diana Peter Freund, I don't know, which is the second book in the For Darkness Shows the Stars series. It takes place in a different part of the world and with different characters and everything. Oh, and apparently it's a retelling of The Scarlet Pimpernel, which I've never read, so I don't even know anything about it. Interesting. And I have not read this yet. I really do need to read it. I don't know why I've been putting it off, because I loved For Darkness Shows the Stars. And then I got Demon Glass and Spellbound, which I believe, I don't know which one is second and which one is third, but these are the second and third books in the Hex Hall series. I read Hex Hall back in July, I believe. Also excited to read these. The only reason I haven't picked them up is because I've been in such a new adult mood, or a romancy mood. But they're definitely on my list. I really liked Hex Hall. It was funny and it was lighthearted, but it had some deeper tones, and it reminded me a lot of the Gallagher Girls books by Ally Carter. And then I went to Barnes & Noble one day, so I bought The Madness of Lord Ian McKenzie as an ebook, which I really hated doing because it was $7.99. This is what drives me crazy about a lot of romance ebooks. They tend to still be $7.99, and I just think that's ridiculous. But it wasn't available at my local Barnes & Noble, and I just really had the desire to read it. So I bought it, and I loved it, devoured it, gave it 5 stars. So when I knew I was going to finish it at work one day, and I was like, I really want to continue reading this series. So I just went on barnesandnoble.com on my phone to look to see if they had the second one in stock at my local Barnes & Noble, which they did have. And that is Lady Isabella's Scandalous Marriage. So I went to Barnes & Noble and I picked this up, and then I was like, well, I'm here, I might as well wander around. But this book follows Isabella, who you meet in the first book, and Mac McKenzie, who is one of Ian's brothers. And it's a reunited lovers / marriage in trouble kind of story, and I'm definitely a fan of those. It's a trope I like. And so I wanted to pick this up and give it a read, which I did. But they didn't have the next books in the series or anything. I would have bought them. So actually I did end up, we'll get back to the Barnes & Noble trip, I did end up ordering online the third book, The Many Sins of Lord Cameron. I just got this a couple days ago. This will probably be the next book I pick up. And in case you couldn't tell from the covers, these are both, the series is historical romance. When I went to Barnes & Noble to get Lady Isabella's Scandalous Marriage, I kind of just wandered around the store just to see what they had. And one of the places I usually check is at my Barnes & Noble, and I think at all of them they have bargain tables, and so I always like to check those out to see what they have. And I had noticed these Jessica Sorensen books. So they had both The Secret of Ella and Micah and The Forever of Ella and Micah, and I've been trying really hard not to buy series without reading the first book in it first. But they were $4.95 I think each, and I was like, you know what, you're in a new adult mood. I looked online at ratings and stuff, pulled up Goodreads on my phone, and I was like, you're gonna regret this if you only buy the first one and then you love it and you want the second one and you can't get it, and then at least not for $5. So I decided to get both of them. I also at the time thought that this was just a duology, but I've been looking and it looks like there's a third book in the series, which is fine, but whatever. So these are just new adult books. I've heard a lot of good things about Jessica Sorensen, but I had never read her before. These are kind of like reunited. It's a friends to lovers story, but they've been apart for almost a year. And it also has some unrequited love, which I'm not I hit myself in the face. I'm not a fan of. But I decided to give them a shot anyways. I actually already have read The Secret of Ella and Micah. I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was kind of like mediocre. But it has potential. So I am not disappointed that I bought the second book, and I will probably read it in the next couple of months. And then I, like I said, was just wandering around, and I kind of like, when I go to Barnes & Noble, I wander through typically the YA and the romance section. But especially with new adult, it's so complicated, you never know where to look, so I was just wandering around. And then I decided to stop into the like science fiction fantasy section. This is a book I had been considering getting for a while, and I kind of just like impromptu decided to get it. So I ended up getting Theft of Swords, which is volume 1 of the Rhaeria Revelations, and this I've heard good things about, and like I said, I had actually been wanting to pick this up for a while, and I kept looking at it online and then just like not buying it. And it's a bind up of 2 books, I believe, and I've heard it's very good. I don't read a ton of fantasy, especially like adult fantasy, so figured why the heck not. And my understanding is that the 2 guys in here have like a very good relationship, like they have a lot of like banter and everything, and I'm definitely into like male friendships, right? I assume that's what it is. If it's more, that's cool too, but I assume it's just a friendship. But I love male friendships right now, so I thought this would be a good one to pick up. I actually almost started reading it the other day, but I was like too scared I would like it a lot and I wouldn't go to sleep. So anyway, so those are the books I bought since July. I feel like this is a really awkward haul. I think all of my videos are awkward though. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, recommendations, anything like that, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Bye!